What can strike us as a disappointment can, in the longer perspective provided by God, actually be the unfolding of his plan. We see a great example of that in the opening couple of chapters of Ezra. It's the end of the Babylonian exile. The Persians are in charge. Cyrus issues his edict allowing the Judeans to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. And the number of those who returned was pretty disappointing. It was a small number compared to all those who have been living in exile. Disappointing. But in the longer perspective provided by God, we see this is the unfolding of his plan. This is the beginning of God spreading his people, leaving many in Babylon, and then over time, many ended up in Egypt, and then over centuries, all over the Roman diaspora. They gathered together in synagogues. God-fearing Gentiles joined with them. Why? God was preparing for what was to come. Because when Jesus, the Messiah, came and then ascended to heaven and sent his apostles out, including the apostle Paul, when Paul traveled around, what did he find? Jews everywhere and God-fearing Gentiles who welcomed him and heard the message of Jesus, the Messiah. You see, in God's master plan, he was putting his people all over the place in order that when they heard the Messiah had come, there would be faith and there would be a further way of spreading that news of Jesus, the Messiah. So sometimes what seems initially disappointing to us can, in the longer perspective provided by God, actually be the unfolding of his good and gracious plan, both historically and in our own lives.